Awesome, thank you. Thank you.
You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You may have a seat.
Thank you.
And if you please state your full name and then spell it for the record.
Full name is Karl Lippisch. First name is Karl. Last name is Lippisch.
Sir, how are you employed?
I work for the city of Henderson as a police officer.
And specifically, what's your position there?
Currently a detective with our Crimes Against Persons unit.
How long have you worked in that capacity?
I've been in this unit for just over 9 years.
What are some of your duties in your unit?
Our unit, Crimes Against Persons, responds to violent crimes, including like homicides, death investigations. We do any violent crimes such as shootings, stabbings. We respond to officer-involved shootings, as well as suspicious deaths, suicides, robberies, and a lot of cases like that.
And so when you're investigating those types of cases, what are some of your duties? Are you collecting evidence, something else?
Yes, depending on our role that we're assigned, depending on how many detectives are assisting with the investigation, you can either be the primary person with it, who's kind of overseeing everything. You can be doing interviews, collecting evidence, whether it be physical evidence on scene, tracking other evidence down, collecting video surveillance, writing search warrants, a wide range of job duties that are necessary for the investigation.
Okay. So then turning your attention to August 7th of 2023, were you assigned to assist in a murder investigation on that date?
Yes, I was.
And did you respond to the actual murder scene, which was at 2698 Paladura Drive?
Yes, I did.
Who was there when you arrived that day?
At that time when we arrived, as detectives, we're usually contacted after the fact, after the initial response. So when we arrive, our Henderson police officers have already arrived at the location, and typically they've kind of frozen the location or kind of taken control of the area to make sure that it's preserved as best as possible.
And is that what was happening at that Paladura Drive when you showed up?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Did you arrive in the morning hours of that day?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And who did you arrive with?
At that time, I don't remember exactly who in my squad was all on duty, but I believe Detective Ozawa and I were both working that morning. I know my sergeant, Sergeant Slattery, and then I believe the rest of our squad, as well as CSAs, were called to respond as well.
And can you walk the ladies and gentlemen of the jury through what you did at the scene when you arrived?
When we arrive on a scene, especially something of this magnitude, we will meet as a squad initially, and then we will get with whoever the on-scene ranking officer or like lieutenant or sergeant is for the patrol squad. They will typically have a brief that they can provide to us, give us as much detail or information as that they have, which would include involved parties, locations, if there's vehicles involved, any details that are pertinent that they've already learned once we arrive at the scene. And then after that has been conducted, we'll then get together as a squad and we'll determine our jobs and responsibilities. Once that's done, we could also end up doing like a walkthrough of the scene to then be able to kind of get a feel for what exactly we're looking at.
So talking about this specific scene on August 7th, 2023, you arrive, you get a briefing like how you just mentioned?
Correct.
Okay, so some initial details that the first responders provide to you, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And then after getting that information, what did you physically do?
On this scene, because the family was there and the family was, obviously they were dealing with the trauma of it and they're very cooperative with us, we were granted consent to initially walk in and kind of understand what we were there for, what we were responding to. We were able to see the initial scene, see the inside of the residence, and see the deceased person lying in the bed, so that we were able to kind of understand what exactly our investigation was going to entail.
So essentially you do a walkthrough of the murder scene, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. After going ahead and doing that walkthrough, did you assist with the execution of a search warrant?
Yes, I did.
And that search warrant was granted for the residence from a judge, correct?
Yes, it was.
And did you also, were you involved in a search warrant for a truck that was located at that Paladura address?
Yes.
Now, talking about the scene itself, you mentioned that you did a walkthrough and then eventually assisted in the execution of the search warrant, correct?
Yes.
So talking about the scene itself, if you remember, there was, and correct me if I'm wrong, a living room, makeshift bedroom, sort of past the kitchen in the residence. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. And was the body found in that room?
Yes, it was.
Where was the body?
The body was lying on the bed that was in that room, kind of lying across the bed.
Were there blankets?
Yes, there were.
You also noticed blood at the scene?
Yes.
Was there anything unique or interesting about the blood that you saw at the scene?
The blood at the scene was primarily limited to the space of the bed itself. The way that the body was positioned on the bed, the torso and the neck were up towards the edge of the bed, and then the severed head was not there, so the neck was exposed. And then the blood itself there was some that had come down from the body directly straight down, but there wasn't I should say hardly any blood spatter or anything throughout the room that you may initially think due to the fact that the head was missing.
And just to be clear, there was no blood spatter that you saw?
Correct.
Okay. Did you also find chemical bottles?
Yes.
And where were those found?
There was 2 bottles that were found in the hallway that would lead from this room that was kind of the makeshift bedroom, more like a living room style, but it had the bed in it. There was a hallway that led from that room to a bathroom, laundry room, as well as out to the garage. And those were found in that hallway.
Okay. And 2 bottles to be exact, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Cleaning agents?
Yes.
And you mentioned you've been with the unit, this specific unit, for 9 years. Was this your first and only decapitation investigation?
Yes.
So it's quite rare. I think you mentioned that previously, right?
Correct.
Ultimately, then, after you conduct this initial execution of the search warrant walkthrough, are you then assigned to canvass sort of the surrounding neighborhood of the residents for video surveillance?
Yes, I assisted with that.
And that essentially becomes your larger role in the investigation, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Then, after canvassing for video surveillance at that Paladura address and the neighboring community there, did you then assist with the execution of a search warrant at a 5510 Porcupine Rim?
Yes, I did.
And after assisting with that at the 5510 Porcupine Rim, you then begin to review all of the videos that were ultimately collected from the canvases, correct?
Yes, and the canvass took several days, just in terms of the amount of video that we were able to collect, as well as just the number of houses in both neighborhoods. All of that video was not obtained immediately. It took several days and going back out several times to do the best we could to get as much video as possible.
And I'm showing you what's been previously admitted as states 11A. You're under permission to publish.
Permission granted.
And this here, this would be the neighborhood of Paladura, correct?
Yes.
And all of these little, I guess, yellow thumbtacks there, are those the residences that were canvassed and the area that was canvassed for video surveillance?
I believe so.
Do you have a reason to dispute that that's the area?
I don't, other than just the number of, or the specific addresses and stuff. I'm not sure what they are, but I believe that those, I know that we canvassed those entire area.
Okay.
So
so you had members of the team with you canvassing as well. It wasn't just you.
Correct.
Is that why you're hesitating a bit?
Yes.
Okay. But you as the collective went ahead and canvassed this entire area with these thumbtacks here?
That is correct.
Okay. And then I also had mentioned permission to publish states 11.
Permission granted.
We have here another map showing the 5510 Porcupine Rim address. There was some canvassing, as we mentioned, in that location as well, correct?
That is correct.
So I want to start with the canvassing of the Paladura address, which was the neighborhood of the murder scene, correct?
Yes.
Okay. The actual neighborhood itself was searched, as well as nearby businesses, correct?
That's correct.
During your review of the surveillance footage that was obtained, were there certain videos that ultimately became important as part of the investigation?
Yes, there were.
And why did they become important?
Because we were able to identify specific vehicles that were involved with our associated people to this.
And specifically then, the vehicle located at Paladura was a truck with a trailer attached, is that right?
Correct. It was the 2020 white Chevy truck.
Belonging to Johnathan Willette?
That's correct.
And then also a vehicle of interest was a 2017 Nissan Armada belonging to a Devyn Michaels, correct?
That's correct.
And then at the Porcupine Rim address, there was also a white work van as well as a blue Honda vehicle that was in the driveway, both belonging to a Deviere Willette.
Correct.
And so knowing those vehicles, that's why when you're reviewing the surveillance video, you have those vehicles in mind to see if there's anything of evidentiary value, correct?
That's correct.
So ultimately, you're able to collect from various addresses according to that map, but specifically, you obtained a video from 2696 Paladura Drive, correct?
Yes.
And that would be the house next door to the murder scene at 2698, correct?
That's correct.
Then also 2697 Paladura Drive,
Correct.
2701 Paladura Drive,
Yes.
a Chevron at a 201 North Pecos Road,
That's correct.
2699 Fampon Court,
Yes.
as well as 6621 Gray Juniper Road, which would be ultimately near the Porcupine Rim address, correct?
That's correct.
You also collected video from a 6505 Taylor Creek Avenue, which also would be near the Porcupine Rim address, correct?
That was correct. Yeah, correct.
And Your Honor, at this time, I believe between the parties stipulating, the state would like to move for admission of the surveillance video marked exhibits 622 through 630.
We have no objection to their admission.
Okay, 622 to 630 will be admitted.
So I want to start with the house next door to the murder scene. That would be at 2696 Paladura Drive. Is that right?
Yes.
And there was a video that you had determined had some evidence or some information that was helpful to the case, correct?
Yes.
Permission to publish?
Permission granted.
Are you able to see that on the monitor in front of you, sir?
Yes.
Okay. So I have published states 625, which is that 2696 Paladura Drive. Do these appear to be the files that were obtained from that address?
Yes, they are.
I am going to play the file XPTM5940. And I'm going to pause it here. Before I start playing this, I just want to talk a little bit about this video. So it looks like there is no date and time stamp on this video. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. But you were ultimately the individual that collected this video, correct?
Yes.
And so when you collected the video from the homeowner or the individual that lived at the home, you were able to see on their phone what the date and time stamp was. Is that right?
That's correct.
So even though we don't have the date and time stamp on here, we have your testimony of what you saw on their phone, correct?
Correct.
And in this video, in the top right-hand corner, do we see a vehicle there?
Yes, we do.
And what type of vehicle is that?
That's a Nissan Armada.
Playing? I'm going to stop it at 35 or 36 seconds. What do we see there in the top right-hand corner, sort of past the Nissan Armada?
What you're seeing there is Jonathan's 2020 white Chevy 2500 truck. It's distinctive because of the two flags that are displayed in the back, and then he has the trailer connected to the back that he's towing as well.
Playing at 36 seconds. And ultimately in this video, we see that vehicle doing essentially a U-turn and now going past that 2698 Paladura Drive address, correct?
That's correct.
And we're able to also determine what time this occurred based off of other surveillance video, correct?
That's correct.
Specifically from 2697 Paladura Drive. The corresponding time would be 8:18 p.m.?
Correct. 8:18, approximately 43 seconds. It passes the front of the house across the street.
And we will get to that in a second, just so I don't have to switch the discs out.
Okay.
There is another file of note, UNDM 8045. I'm going to go ahead and play that. And stopping it there. Again, what do we see in the top right-hand corner?
We see the same Nissan Armada.
Playing. And ultimately in that video, what is of evidentiary note?
In that video that you're able to see outside of the screen, what apparently is probably a vehicle pulling up, because you're able to see the headlights of that vehicle that comes to a stop and is illuminating the Nissan Armada based on where it's parked. And from viewing that, it appears that that vehicle would have parked directly in front of 2698 Paladura.
Because this camera is next door 2696, correct?
Correct.
Now UCUF 1169, publishing. What did we see in that video?
In that video, it appears to be the same headlights that are on, just because the shadows are the same as they were in the previous video that we just watched. And then you're able to see what appears to be two figures that are moving just based on the shadows. And then because there's audio with this, you're also able to hear that those people are talking.
Do we have a time on this?
Were you able to determine the time frame of this video?
The determination on this time frame was based off of another camera when the truck returned to the neighborhood. So this would be at approximately 22:12.
And that would be PM?
Correct.
Now, just to go to the next video where you found something interesting. ALN M6052, publishing. And I want to pause it there at 7 seconds. What did we see in this video?
We saw the flash of the rear lights on the Nissan Armada, which is often consistent with someone unlocking a car.
Playing again. And what did we see there?
The driver's side door of the vehicle was opened.
Playing at 18. And there?
Another flash of the lights.
Did we also hear something?
And we did hear something.
What did it appear to be?
Possibly a locking or unlocking of the doors.
And what do we hear there?
But there we hear the engine of the vehicle starting.
Okay. And did it appear that someone entered the vehicle prior to the start?
Correct. It appeared that somebody entered into the driver's seat.
And what did we see there?
There we saw the vehicle, the Nissan Armada, slowly pull forward. The brake lights seemed to be activated, which made it appear that the vehicle was just pulling forward and was going to stop just out of the view of the camera.
Okay. And what home was it going in front of?
By the direction that it was going, since it was pulling straight like that, it would be directly in front of 2698 Paladura, and it would be nose to nose with the 2020 Chevy truck that had already parked along the very front of the house.
And that was the home of the murder, correct?
That is correct.
And the time frame for that, through your investigation, you were able to look at different information, in this case, to determine time frames, correct?
Correct.
And we know that the Nissan had been activated prior to 11 p.m. Is that right?
The video we just watched.
Yes.
The timestamp on that one was actually 23:05:46 seconds, and that was from the home, the resident who actually had the video. That was from her cellular device. And
So that would
being able to see
be
the timestamp on it.
11:05 p.m. for us laymen?
Correct.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now going to FE 4489FC file, publishing. Thank you. I'm gonna pause it there. What did we see there?
There we saw lights flashing from when you're looking at the screen from the right out of the screen, but it illuminated the screen, and they're consistent with what we had seen earlier with somebody activating the car, like unlocking or locking a car.
Playing. And what did we see in that video?
In that video, you see, after hearing the engine start of a vehicle, you then see a vehicle back into view, and it appears to be the same Nissan Armada that we'd seen earlier.
Okay. And based on you looking at the resident's cellular phone, did that appear to have occurred at 2:04 in the morning?
Correct.
And just to orient us, publishing states 9. Are you able to use that mouse and hover over the address of that surveillance video we just watched?
Yes. So the pointer of the mouse is over 2696, which is where that surveillance was from.
Okay, so it would be right next door to the flag or the pin there, which would be the murder, the house of the murder, correct?
Correct.
Now, the next address of importance was a 2697 Paladura Drive, correct?
Correct.
Using that same map, States 9 Publishing, can you orient us where this address is with the mouse?
Yes. So
Don't click.
2697 is going to be across the street on the corner, right here at the corner of Paladura and Caroline Laurel Street.
Publishing, State 626, excuse me. We see a video file there, correct, sir?
Yes.
Okay. And here we're focusing sort of at the top center of the screen, right?
That's correct.
And ultimately what we see in this video is a vehicle do a U-turn at the intersection of Paladura Drive and Carolina Laurel Street, correct?
That's correct.
And we have a date listed there as August 6, 2023.
Yes.
And what time?
0819, and it had gone up to 17, but it started at 081838.
Next, turning to 2701 Paladura Drive. Can you please orient us at States 9?
I believe it's going to be this house right here. So it's going to be, it's 2701 is going to be across the street and just like one house to the west. So not directly across the street from the residence, from our residence of where the homicide occurred.
Sort of catty corner.
Correct.
Publishing 2701. Specifically 627. Now, was there something unique about this particular camera? Was it motion activated? Was it always on? Something else?
No, this camera was motion activated. It was motion activated by what appeared to be by the residents themselves moving around in their driveway or in front of their residence.
Have some long file names here, correct?
Yes.
So I'm not going to play every single video, but the members of the jury will have time to review those if they'd like to. But there were particular videos that showed interesting things. Is that right?
Yes.
And this is specifically the file 2AA341707, BE3055, BCD0241, C3B0F77BD0. Lots of letters and numbers, correct?
Yes.
All right, so in the top right-hand corner of this file, what do we see there?
Besides the timestamp, you're also able to see across the street to the residence, 2698 Paladura, where the murder had occurred.
Okay. And what date do we see there?
It's 2023-0806, so August 6th,
And what time?
18:26:58.
And can you do the math for me, what
So
time that
that'd
would be?
6:26, almost 6:27 at night, or in the afternoon, evening.
6:27 in the evening,
Correct.
playing? And specifically with the 2698 address, what did we see the individual doing that was in the screen?
It appeared that there was a male that was loading items or arranging items in the trailer that was parked in the driveway.
Turning to the file ending in 105DD, starting with FC4. I'm going to pause it there. Do we see a date and time stamp? And can you please read it?
Yes, we do. It's 2023-0806, and then the timestamp is 21/11/47, which would be 9/11/47 p.m.
And
Which exhibit, I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but which exhibit is this one?
this is the same exhibit, 627. File starts with FC4, ends with 105DD.
105DD?
Correct.
Thank you very much.
No problem. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this video. And we're specifically looking of evidentiary value at the top right-hand corner, correct?
That's correct.
And why is that? That's the home of where the murder took place, correct?
It is the home of where the murder occurred. The garage door is closed, and the truck that had been backed up with the trailer in the driveway is no longer there.
Okay. Now turning to file starting with FDD, ending in 79B5. Pausing there. What do we see there as the date and time?
Date and time is going to be 2023-0807 for the date, and the time is going to be 080954. So 8:09 in the morning.
Thank you. That one's a little bit easier. What do we see in the top right-hand corner?
So we're able to see in the top right-hand corner is Johnathan's truck is now parked on the roadway in front of the residence with the trailer still attached, and it's parked facing essentially the opposite direction of traffic. You're also able to see that the garage door is partially open. But the significance that I saw from this video is the fact that the truck is parked consistent with what we had seen in the video from the residence directly next door, the 2696 house, where we had seen the headlights that had arrived during the night and then the two shadows. So that would kind of corroborate the fact that he had parked his truck in that manner that night when they had arrived. And that's how we also found it when we arrived.
So essentially the Nissan Armada and that truck would have been nose to nose at that previous video that we saw.
Correct.
During the night.
Correct.
And it's still in that same position in the morning.
Yes.
Okay. Did you also canvass for video at a Chevron?
Yes.
And you obtained video from that location at 201 North Pecos Road, is that right?
Yes.
Why was that important?
It was learned that they had stopped at that Chevron after, actually I should say, as they were returning from 5510 Porcupine Rim, they had stopped at that Chevron prior to getting back to the Paladura house.
Publishing 622. There were 2 gas stations that we obtained surveillance video from, correct?
The gas station that I was aware of that we collect video was the 201 North Business Road, and that was the Chevron Terrible Hearse.
Publishing 623. Opening the file, camera 7. And I'm just going to pause immediately. In the bottom left-hand corner, do we see a date and time there? And if we do, please read it into the record.
The date is 08/06/2023, and the time is 22:04:01, which would be 10:04 at night.
Playing. And pausing it there at 22:04, what did we see come into the screen?
We see the white 2020 Chevy truck towing the trailer.
And that would be Johnathan Willette's truck and trailer, correct?
That's correct.
Playing. And do we see anything else of evidentiary value in
None.
this camera angle?
No.
Now you obtained another camera angle, correct?
Correct.
Publishing camera 9. Pausing there. Can you please read the date and time stamp into the record there?
Date is 08/06/2023, and the time on it is 22:04:02, 10:04 at night.
And can you describe the angle of this camera?
This camera is looking what would be east, so it's looking into the parking lot area and the gas pump area of the Chevron Terribles gas station. It's on the south side of the building.
Playing. Pausing there at 22:04 and 41 seconds. What do we see there?
We see the white Chevy truck with the trailer belonging to Johnathan.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Belonging to Johnathan?
And it's sort of parked in between these 2 sets of palm trees.
Correct. It will stop and park right between those.
And the actual store belonging to the Chevron, would that be to the left of the screen?
Yes.
Playing. And we see someone getting out of the passenger side of the vehicle, correct?
That's correct.
As well as the driver's side.
Yes.
Passenger appears to be female.
Correct.
Driver appears to be male.
That's correct.
And now they are walking towards the actual Chevron store. Is that right?
Yes.
And they are still appear to be out of frame, correct?
That's correct.
I'm going to scrub a bit into the video. So stopping it at 22:10, according to the timestamp on the video, we now see that female and male walking back towards Johnathan's vehicle, correct?
Yes, we do.
And that's about 5-ish minutes since they left to outside of the screen, correct?
Approximately, yes.
Male gets in driver's side,
Yes.
female gets in passenger side.
Correct.
Lights on the vehicle activated. Correct?
Yes.
And at about 22:11:06, the vehicle with the trailer then pulls away. Is that right?
That's correct. It pulls
And it-
forward, and it's going to proceed over to Windmill Parkway. It's going to turn right, which would be westbound on Windmill Parkway, which is going back towards the Paladura neighborhood.
Turning your attention now to 2699 Van Palm Court. That was near the Paladura address. Is that right?
Correct. It's a house just to the south. Or excuse me, not a house, a street to the south of Paladura.
Are
It's
you
on a
able to
cul-de-sac
use
street.
that mouse and orient us, please?
Yes. So this cul-de-sac street right here is Fan Palm Court, and 2699 is the house at the end of the cul-de-sac right there.
So it would essentially be the street on the parallel, the street beneath the Paladura address, right?
That's correct.
And you received a video surveillance from that, correct?
Yes.
Publishing 628. I'm going to play file ending in 324. pausing the video, can you please read the date and timestamp into the record at the beginning of the video?
Yes, date is 08/06/2023, and the timestamp is 20/13/21, or 8:13 at night.
And can you orient us on this video, which street is which?
Yes, so directly in front of this, where the cul-de-sac ends, this is actually Fan Palm Court, and it's looking out at Charter Oak Street, which is a street that leads from in and out of the neighborhood, but from Paladura over to Windmill.
Playing. I'm gonna scrub. I'm gonna pause there at 20:19:45. What do we see towards the top of the screen?
Towards the top of the screen on Charter Oaks, you're able to see Jonathan's 2020 white Chevy truck towing the trailer, and they're proceeding southbound on Charter Oaks towards Windmill.
And that would be the exit or the entrance of the Paladura neighborhood.
Correct.
Publishing the next file ending in 441. Beginning of the video, date and timestamp. Could you read that into the record, please?
Date 08/06/2023 with a timestamp of 22/04/38, which is 10:04 at night.
And play the video starting at 22:11 and 16 seconds. Stopping at 22:12 and 7 seconds. What do we see there at the top of the screen?
We now see Jonathan's Chevy truck with the trailer. However, this time he's now driving northbound, and this coincides with coming from the Chevron, coming up Windmill, turning onto Charter Oaks, and this will be the direction going back to his house as he's going towards Paladura.
So he's now entering the neighborhood, correct?
Correct.
Publishing file ending in 128. Can you please read that date and timestamp into the record?
Yes. Date's going to be 08/07/2023, and the timestamp is 02/01/26, so 2:01 in the morning.
So several hours later, but same camera view, correct?
That's correct.
Now into the early morning hours of August 7th on approximately 2:01 in the morning.
Correct.
Playing at 2:04, 3 seconds. Stopping there at 2:04 and 36 seconds. What did we see there?
You see a vehicle that's on Charter Oaks, appears to be the Nissan Armada, and it's traveling southbound, which will be coming from the Paladura street and address and going towards Windmill.
Towards the exit of the community, correct?
Correct.
Did you say correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now at 2:17, Charter Oaks, ultimately we see an activation as well, correct?
That's correct.
And what does that activation show us at 2:04 in the morning?
It shows a vehicle that's passing by, turning from Paladura onto Charter Oaks. The house right here is able to, it gets an activation, and it appears to be the Nissan Armada as it's leaving Paladura and turning onto Charter Oaks.
And did you also canvass for video at 2699 Basalm Court?
Yes.
Okay, can you orient us where that is?
Yes. So Basalm Court is the street to the north of Paladura. Here's Paladura, and it's the street right here that also ends in a cul-de-sac at the end. 2699 was actually directly behind the house where the murder occurred.
And were you able to locate any surveillance video from that?
Yes, the resident there was able to provide activations from their surveillance system.
What was that, sir?
Yes, the resident there was able to provide activations from their surveillance system that they had.
Anything of evidentiary note?
Evidentiary note, no. There was activity, some of the residents coming and going, walking their dog, and a little bit of activity on the street, but nothing that was suspicious in nature.
And then how about 2706 Basalm that same street?
Yes. And
Can you orient us, please?
Yes, that would actually be up here at the very end of the cul-de-sac. So they border, their sidewall actually bordered with Charter Oaks.
Anything of evidentiary value from that?
No, only thing that they did provide video. The only thing that we did see on that was actually the residents themselves just at their home.
So same as the other there?
Correct.
Nothing suspicious, no one jumping walls, anything of that nature?
That is correct.
No odd vehicles coming through?
No.
Now, did you also canvass the African Violet Street?
Yes, it was canvassed.
Can you please orient us on that?
Okay, so African Violet is going to be the roadway up here. Has a cul-de-sac down at the east end of it, and then when you come up to the west, it actually comes up to Charter Oak Street.
Anything of evidentiary value from that?
No, there was not. Video was provided, but there was nothing suspicious, just homeowners and the vehicles that belonged there.
Now, nothing suspicious in that surveillance either, correct?
That's correct.
And you knew the important vehicles of this case, the Nissan Armada, the Honda, as well as the work van, and then Johnathan's truck, right?
That's correct. But also, in addition, while viewing all this video surveillance, when I say nothing suspicious was observed, looking for anybody that might possibly been, essentially sneaking in the neighborhood or looking like they're not sure if they're supposed to be there, as well as vehicles that are driving erratically that may, like trying to be fleeing a scene or, not familiar with the neighborhood that they're in.
And so after reviewing these videos related to the murder scene itself, you're able to eliminate anyone from jumping the wall or anything of that nature in the videos, correct?
That's correct.
Now I want to flip back to that Chevron. There was video surveillance taken from inside that Chevron, correct?
That's correct.
And at this time, I believe between stipulation of the parties, the state would move to admit 623A, 623B, and 623C, showing the stills from that surveillance video.
Yes, we have no objection to this. However, the entire video has been marked and admitted.
The entire video has been released?
Yes, yes.
The video from inside the store? We've only seen the video outside still.
Correct.
Court's indulgence. So at this time, Your Honor, we have not admitted the full video just yet. However, we will be doing so, but these are just stills from the video.
Okay.
So the state moves for admission.
No objection.
There's no objection to the stills which are the video again?
Specifically 623A, 623B, and 623C, Your Honor.
Those are the amended
Permission to publish,
provision, right?
showing you 623A. Does this appear to be a still from the surveillance video obtained from the Chevron?
Yes.
And what do we see in this video?
This video is showing the doorway, the entrance to the actual convenience store itself. And here you're able to see Devyn and Johnathan entering the store.
And is there, what is Devyn wearing in this photo?
In this, she has a white tank top, blue shorts, and then dark, appears to be Nike athletic shoes.
And is there something on her shoulder?
Yes.
What is that?
Like a backpack style purse bag.
So then showing you 623B, is that a close-up of that backpack style purse?
Yes, it is.
And again, the blue shorts and white tank top, correct?
That's correct.
623C, just another angle of them leaving the store, correct?
Yes.
During the investigation, you had also learned that the Devyn Michaels had gone to a CVS store, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And so based on that, you obtained video surveillance from that location?
Yes, it was obtained.
Publishing 624. Specifically 8320 Cheyenne Ave, correct?
Yes.
I'm going to play the file Drive-Thru outside. And do we see a date and time stamp there? And if so, please read it into the record.
The date 08/07/2023. Timestamp is 2:28:02 a.m.
And that's when the vehicle is pulling into the drive-through. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And this is the drive-through to the pharmacy.
Yes, it is.
And what type of vehicle is that?
This is a Nissan Armada.
And this is the Nissan Armada belonging to Miss Michaels, correct?
Yes, it is.
Playing. Do we see? What do we see inside the vehicle?
You see female in a white tank top in the driver's seat, and she's the only subject or person that you can see inside the vehicle.
So no other individual visible inside this vehicle, correct?
That's correct.
Passing things back and forth, right?
That's correct.
And the vehicle is now leaving that drive-through at approximately 2:30 in the morning on August 7th, correct?
Yes.
Now, you had mentioned that you also canvassed for video at and around the 5510 Porcupine Rim address, correct?
Yes, it was canvassed.
And that address had evidentiary value because that is the home of Miss Michaels, correct?
That's correct.
And what was the purpose of canvassing around that neighborhood?
To see when her car would come and go, as well as any other vehicles associated to that address, so that we could just see the activity that occurred and match it up also with the other video that we'd already collected and reviewed.
Publishing. States 11. Do you recognize this map?
Yes, this is the neighborhood with the Porcupine Rim address.
And the Porcupine Rim address, the 5510, would be that red flag there, correct?
That's correct.
And did you collect, or I guess, did you canvass a 5530 Porcupine Rim address?
Yes.
Can you please orient us where that is?
Believe from this map it's going to be this house right here. So it's right at the, it's where the gray juniper turn happens to turn onto Porcupine Rim.
Now, how many entrances and exits does this particular neighborhood have?
This neighborhood only has one entrance and exit, and that's onto Ann Road.
Can you please use the mouse
Yes.
to go over to that?
So it's right here.
And there's no other entrance, no other exit for vehicles, correct?
For vehicles, that's correct.
So 5530, you did meet with homeowners there. They had some activations of note.
Yes.
And what were they?
They had two specific activations of note, one of which occurred at roughly 21:01 hours or 9:01 p.m., where the Johnathan's truck and trailer arrived in the neighborhood and turned in front of that street, in front of that house to travel down the street towards the 5510 address. And then the second activation of note was at roughly 02:42 hours on the morning of the 7th, and that is when the Nissan Armada arrives in the neighborhood and turns from the Gray Juniper address, or excuse me, street onto the Porcupine Rim Street and proceeds towards 5510.
Do you see the white work van between those operative hours coming and going from
No.
that address?
No, I do
How
not.
about that blue Honda belonging to Deviere?
No.
Just Jonathan's vehicle and Devyn's, correct?
During those hours, that's correct.
Which time span did you look for videos from that address?
From that address, the time span was, I believe it was 8 o'clock at night on the 6th until 6 in the morning on the 7th.
And in that time frame, you only see, of note, the Nissan Armada, as well as Devyn's Nissan Armada, as well as Johnathan's truck and trailer. Excuse me.
That's correct.
No white work van, no blue Honda.
No.
Did you then obtain video surveillance from the home of 6621 Gray Juniper?
It was obtained, yes.
Can you please orient us where that is?
I believe it's going to be the house right here. So it's on Gray Juniper, and it faces north, and it's able to view the access from Ann Road into the neighborhood.
So it's able to view the only entrance and exit from that neighborhood, correct?
That's correct. That's correct.
And just moving back to 5530 Porcupine Rim for the record. Playing file 2101. And I believe bottom right-hand corner, we have a date and time stamp there, is that right?
Yes.
And what does that read?
08/06/2023 for the date, and 2101, I believe 36 is the seconds on it. So 9:01 at night.
Okay. And what did we see in this video?
You were able to see Johnathan's truck and trailer as it turned from the Gray Juniper onto Porcupine Rim.
So essentially coming from the entrance exit street, essentially.
Yes.
And turning the corner onto Porcupine Rim.
That's correct.
Playing 0242 file. Can you tell us the date and time stamp there?
Date's going to be 08/07/2023 with a time of 02/42/50, so 2:42 in the morning.
And playing from the beginning, what do we see there?
And there you see the Nissan Armada is traveling from the entrance of down Gray Juniper and then turning onto Porcupine Rim and going towards the 5510 address.
And that would be Devyn's Nissan Armada, correct?
That's correct.
So now going back to that 6621 Gray Juniper. Publishing for the record 6/29. Now, this video is slow to real time, is that right?
That's correct.
How many, is it about 3 minutes slow?
It's 3 minutes slow. So the timestamp on the video itself is 3 minutes behind actual time.
Okay. Playing the first file, 512. We have a date and time stamp here.
Yes, the date's going to be 08/06/2023 with a time of 08/05/19 p.m.
Do we see Jonathan's truck enter the neighborhood here?
So
some
far on
point.
this, he entered the neighborhood at roughly 9 o'clock at night. I apologize. On this one, it'll actually be, because of the 3 minute slow, it will be at 8:57 on this, based on the timestamp on this video.
And that's because it's 3 minutes slow, correct?
That's correct.
Playing at 8:56, 45 seconds. They're at 8:57, 36 seconds. What do we see?
We see Jonathan's white Chevy truck with the trailer entering off of Ann Road into the neighborhood, and then it proceeds to turn down Gray Juniper towards Porcupine Rim.
Playing 1002. Ultimately, we see Jonathan's vehicle leaving, correct?
That's correct.
Do you recall about what time?
On this one with the timestamp, it'll be at 09:29 on this time, because he actually exits it at 09:32.
Playing at 0928. We see headlights there at 029.
Yes.
Sorry, 0929.
Yes.
Then what do we see there?
There once again, we see Jonathan's truck towing the trailer, and he's exiting the neighborhood, stopping at the stop sign at Ann Road. And then after waiting for traffic, he does proceed turning left on Ann Road.
And goes out of screen, correct?
Correct.
Playing 3413. What's the date and time stamp for this?
08/07/2023 is the date, and 02/34/20 a.m. is the time.
So hours later, correct, from the
That's
previous
correct.
video?
Correct.
And in this video, we'll see the Nissan Armada, is that right?
Yes, we will.
At 2:39, 28 seconds, is that Nissan Armada?
Yes, it is. Just turned in off of Ann Road and is proceeding down Great Juniper towards Porcupine Rim.
Playing 5338. Date and time stamp on this one.
Date is 08/07/2023 with a time of 06:53:48 seconds.
And in this video, we see Deviere's white work van leaving the neighborhood, correct?
Yes, we will.
There at 7:31:54 seconds. What did we see there?
There we see the white work truck belonging to Deviere.
What
And
is it doing here?
It's exiting the neighborhood. It's currently at the stop sign waiting to turn onto Ann Road. And then it proceeds to turn left on Ann Road and out of view.
Okay. At 5829, playing that file. Specifically at, oh, date and time stamp again.
Date on this one, 08/07/2023, and time is 07:58:40 hours, a.m.
And in this, we will see the Devyn's Nissan Armada leaving at about 8 a.m., correct?
Correct.
And is that there?
Yes. Her vehicle pulled up to the stop sign and turned left onto Ann Road.
Then at 8:02:50, I believe we see her Nissan Armada return, correct?
Yes, we do.
So about 2 minutes later, it's coming back into the neighborhood, correct?
Approximately, yes.
(8:02:48).
Correct. You see it turn from Ann Road into the neighborhood, turns left on Great Juniper and proceeding towards Porcupine Rim.
And on this date, on August 7th of 2023, do we see trash cans in the road there?
Yes, we do.
So it appears to be trash day, is that right?
Yes.
Then fast forwarding, same video to about 8:08. 8:08, what do we see there?
We see Devyn's Nissan Armada just turned from Great Juniper. It's up at the stop sign, about to turn onto Ann Road.
And so a few minutes after it had just come into the neighborhood, it's going back out, correct?
Correct.
Now, did you also canvass a 6505 Taylor Creek?
Yes, that was also, video was obtained from there as well.
And that would be related to Porcupine Rim, right?
Correct.
Okay. Can you orient us on there?
Yes. So the house that you're talking about is this corner house right here. Again, where you can have a kind of a line of sight to 5510 Porcupine Rim.
And I don't know that I moved to admit this, Your Honor. The state is now moving to admit State 660
No objection.
Publishing. Playing 452. Is there something, oh, sorry, date and time stamp at the bottom right, could you read that into the record, please?
Yes, the date's going to be 08/07/2023, and the timestamp is 06/2056 in the morning.
Is there something of evidentiary value that we see in this video?
Yes, so from this video, you're able to see over to 5510 Porcupine Rim. Specifically, you're able to see parked in the street is Deviere's work truck, and it's parked at the corner. You're able to see the stop sign and the street sign, and so it kind of gives us an orientation on where his truck is parked. And then you can also see behind his truck, you can see the Nissan Armada in the driveway.
Can you please, I don't know if you're able to hover with the mouse of the work van, so we know where we're looking?
So
Okay.
the white van right here is the work van.
Playing. Again, trash day.
Yes.
Playing 2506. Date and timestamp.
Date is 08/07/2023. Timestamp is 06/21/27 in the morning.
Is this the same?
It's essentially immediately after.
Okay.
It's just a continuation of the one we watched before, essentially.
And again, seeing Deviere's work van, correct?
That's correct.
.0738, is this a video as well?
Yes, it is.
Now, I don't see a date and timestamp on this video, but is this another situation where you were able to determine the date and timestamp when looking at the video on the homeowner's device?
It's also embedded in the name of the video itself. So with the name of the video being 2023-0806, that notates the date of the actual video, and then the 09/07/38 notates the time. So it'd be 090738 p.m.
Okay, and what you're referring to is sort of in that top left-hand corner?
That's correct.
Okay, so 9:07 p.m. On August 6, 2023.
Correct.
Playing. Oh, sort of quick there.
Yes, it is.
So what do we ultimately see in this video?
Also, you're able to see that Jonathan's work truck has backed into, Jonathan's truck, the Chevy, has backed into the driveway of 5510 with the trailer attached. And then it also shows Deviere's work truck parked in the street, and the work truck essentially appears to be in the same location that it's observed in the morning videos.
So it doesn't appear to have moved
That's
from
correct.
its location in the morning versus this evening video, correct?
That's correct.
Now, as part of the overall investigation in this case, showing states 11, there's a Rebecca Road here, which would be on the back side of that 5510 Porcupine Rim residence, correct?
Correct.
And that street was canvassed for video, correct?
Yes, it was.
And no videos were obtained, nothing of evidentiary value, nothing suspicious, anything like that, correct?
That's correct. I was informed that there were no cameras that were observed on those houses. Those houses are also more, essentially, if you want to call them custom lots, so they're larger lots, so there's less homes as well, so less opportunity for there to be cameras.
So at no point during the night of August 6, 2023, do we see Deviere's vehicles plural, seen coming or going from the residence, correct?
That's correct.
And we only see his work van ultimately leave at 7:30 in the morning, correct?
That's correct. It's 7 in the morning.
Thank you for correcting me. And just to states 11, hammer home, there is only one entrance and one exit, correct, to this Porcupine Rim neighborhood?
Correct. So in order to enter or exit, you have to turn from Ann Road on this little connector street, which then puts you directly onto Gray Juniper.
And then ultimately Porcupine Rim, correct?
Correct. And then if you drive eastbound on Gray Juniper, this curve right here, the road turns into Porcupine Rim.
And so this 6621 Gray Juniper Ave, this is a full-time video camera. It's not an activation camera, right?
Correct.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Question the witness, so at this point we are going to take our night recess and we'll do cross-examination. And everybody please remember tomorrow is a holiday, so the court is closed tomorrow. So we will not be in session tomorrow and we'll be back on Wednesday. During this recess, you must not discuss or communicate with anyone, including fellow jurors, in any way regarding this case or its merit, either by voice, phone, email, text, internet, or other means of communication or the media. You must not read, write, listen to news or media accounts or company about the case. You must not do any research, such as consulting dictionaries, using the internet, or using reference checks. You must not make any investigation, test the theory of the case, recreate any aspect of the